Nation, what is up? Welcome
What's up?
in to DNVR Buffs Primetime, where we are presented by Illegal Pete's. Check out any of their 10 Colorado locations for happy hour from 3 to 6 p.m. every day. Shout out Illegal Pete's. My name is Jake Schwanitz. Today I'm joined by Andre Simone.
Let's go.
What's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
I'm feeling great, actually.
Are ya?
Yeah, I got
Day off? Did you well, huh?
I had a full day off yesterday. First time since coming back from Christmas, and it was everything I expected it to be and much more.
Great. Love that for you. I'm kind of having a great stretch myself. Our guy Rhino's out in Cabo, so you know he's feeling good. Saw him on a meeting today. Showed up on the video call just in a tank, you know? So,
Really?
oh, yeah, great
Still
stuff.
working from the beach.
Still working from the beach. This was that one monthly call we can't avoid. So he made the exception for us. And Buff Nation never sleeps, huh? You've
Never
got
sleeps.
Georgia recruit coming available. I see you on the timeline QTing. You dialed on everything.
Trying to be.
Everything's going on.
Yeah. I took a nap yesterday. Missed the Courvoisier smoke news by an hour and a half, though.
What?
I know.
Holy
Slacking,
cow.
huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so things are going well. Lots going on.
Lots going on. Shall we get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
So on Tuesday, we talked about this quite a bit, and it was the big news of the day, which was what Coach Prime said at the National Championship College Game Day. Possible Week 0 game against Arizona State. Well, that fell apart about as quickly as the hype came together. It is dead in the water now. We learned yesterday that game is not happening Week 0. Pete Thamel from ESPN?
That sounds right. Yep.
CBS Sports? I want to get that right, though. ESPN.
Yeah.
He
I think
tweets
you're
out,
right that he was at CBS for a minute
Yes.
and then made the change.
for sure.
recently.
He tweets out that the Football Oversight Committee denied that request to play that game Week 0. Thamel said that he was told the reason is that they applied for a waiver to avoid playing 9 consecutive games or 9 consecutive weeks in a row. The game was going to be played in Tempe. It will still be played there. It's obviously just not going to be Week 0.
So this was to try and break up the schedule, essentially.
Well, the theory that Ryan had, and the one that I told you about today, is that we think the Pac-12 may have wanted to kind of steal this game and play it Week 0 because, of course, Week 1 is scheduled against TCU
Right.
in Fort Worth, which is going to be Big 12 contract rights.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of our theory why the
Yeah.
conference may have been interested in doing that. It seemed like both schools were interested in doing it. They just got overruled by this the Football Oversight Committee.
Yeah, and how deep that conference schedule is a bit of a problem for the Pac-12. I mean, we've talked about that for years right now and are far from the only people talking about that. And then what was going on with the whole TCU game? Like, these two things really got confused with each other.
So, yeah, there was a lot of confusion about it, especially when I tweeted it out because people thought the TCU game was all of a sudden either canceled or moved.
Right.
That game is still happening. It's still probably going to be the first game of the season now is what we're looking at. So all that drama for the same thing that we had.
Be interesting. That's a great example of a team, though, that went undefeated or damn near. They did lose in the Pac-12 championship.
Right.
And they'd played something like 10 weeks in a row. Their bye week was non-existent, so they got it all figured out. Crazy we're already trying to work around the schedule.
Yeah. And I was told, I talked about this on Tuesday.
Prime leaves no stones unturned.
Within the next week or two, we should have a finalized schedule. So we'll see.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. On the topic of bye weeks, though, CU kind of got lucky last year with it. I mean, it didn't really matter, obviously.
Did not.
It was earlier in the year, but kind of in the middle of the season at the same time. It was right after the Arizona game, which was 1st of October. Darrell was fired.
Yeah, right.
They went on bye, have the Cal game, obviously win that game. So it wasn't 9 or 10 weeks in a row for them. We'll see how it ends up this year, though.
Yeah, it was kind of like right as the conference schedule was starting.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was pretty convenient. That was really nice.
Yep. think that puts that one to bed. We'll see if week 0 anything pops up again. I wouldn't rule it out, but
well, that's the other thing. It seems like Prime just wants to get out there week 0, like kind of capitalize on.
Yeah,
which, geez, college football needs stuff like that,
right?
Like people like that, because week 0's been pretty much a bummer for several years.
It's very underwhelming, but
and even after that, the week 1, week 2, like out of conference matchups have not been that great.
Yep. I mean, we have some good matchups, TCU and Nebraska. But week 0 would be fun.
CU's out of conference should be phenomenal this season.
It's
going
gonna
to
be
be
great.
very exciting. Yeah.
Shout out everyone in the comments. We'll get to you guys' questions at the end of the show.
Yep.
Shall we get to the rest of the news then?
What's up, squad? Yes, please.
All right. You can just kind of jump in wherever here.
Please.
But you mentioned it. Bigger story that came out just before we went live. Georgia defensive back Jaheim Singletary enters the portal. He was a 2022 5-star recruit. Was ranked the 5th overall player in the state of Florida last year, the 5th overall cornerback, and the 27th overall player in the 2022 class.
Like, really good.
Yes.
I'm kind of surprised he's transferred.
I think with him entering the portal, he's the 2nd 5-star player to enter the portal this year. Do you know who the other one was?
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter.
Nice.
Or at least Travis Hunter's the only one to commit as a 5-star. So I can't, off the top of my head, I don't know if there's another 5-star besides those 2 guys. But anyways, we'll see how that one
he looks huge.
comes out. What's his measurements? Do you have those?
I will look it up for you.
Yeah, go for
right
that.
now. Yeah.
Sticking with defensive backs, 4-star, 2023 4-star.
6'2". He's actually the same size as Cormani McLean.
Really?
Almost identical, yeah.
We'll talk Cormani McLean in a bit.
Yes.
But another kid who is looking for a school, 2023 4-star Aaron Butler, has decommitted from USC. Interesting timing. Alex Grinch just announced he will be retained as defensive coordinator. And Aaron Butler also has said himself he wants to play wide receiver. He's classified as an athlete / player both ways. He wants to play wide receiver, but USC seemed pretty hell-bent on him playing defensive back. So he decided, all right, I'm out of here then. He is the 6th he's the 6th overall athlete in this class, 65 65th player overall, according to the composite rankings. He has 27 offers, including Colorado, of course, and
Excellent.
Alabama.
Love that.
Yeah,
and he tweeted out having received an offer from CU and Coach Prime on January 2nd. It's like his third most recent tweet.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see. We'll see how that...
I would like this kid.
It'd be a lot of fun. All these slash players, these athletes, these two-way players.
They're the best.
I mean, Coach Prime's the coach.
Yeah.
Now.
He qualifies himself as an offensive weapon, though. He's very keen on that.
Butler does?
Uh-huh.
I like that.
Yeah. He's
like
all
that.
in. The bio says, 6'1", 170, 4-star athlete. It's got his phone number in there, which could call him if you wanted. 40-yard dash, 4.47 laser, offensive weapon in parentheses, I score touchdowns, period.
Elove says he is visiting. Interesting.
All in.
We'll talk tomorrow so about visits and what's going to happen this weekend.
Big one.
Big weekend.
You
it should
tell
be.
me, yes.
I mean,
yes.
the recruiting dead period's ending. So now, last weekend, it was just transfers that could visit. Now recruits can come visit. Also interesting to note, we're supposed to be getting Cormani McLean's, we'll talk a lot more about him, but we're supposed to be getting his commitment on Sunday.
Yeah, any minute now.
Yep.
Any day. 15th, you said, right?
Yep. Moving on with the news. 2024 safety Fred Gaskin III includes CU in his top 8. Do you want to hear the rest of the schools?
I would love to.
Michigan State, Tennessee, Auburn, Florida State, Ole Miss, Penn State, Alabama, and a little school called CU.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Wow. You think they have a real shot?
They have a shot at anyone.
I know. That's the thing, huh? You can't say no. They have. I mean, they truly have a shot at everyone.
I mean,
he seems so small.
I thought he was like 6'1" or so.
He's like 5'11", 175.
Oh shoot!
Per his
2024 guy.
2024. That's gonna he's got to grow into it a little bit. Yeah.
But I mean, these safeties and corners. Not only does it seem like Coach Prime is going after them, it seems like they're kind of flocking to him too.
100%.
And
100%.
It's going to be, when it's all said and done, maybe a year from now, the strongest position group on this team will be the secondary.
Absolutely. I mean, which I think is how, Coach would like to build the program, period. You know? And beyond that, if you're just a speed player, if you're a guy who relies on their speed, you gravitate to Coach Prime.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
Oh, and then he was on the Pat McAfee show on Tuesday. And, I mean, I didn't really gain anything from this, but it was just interesting to hear him say it. Talking about how he builds teams and how he, sees team construction. And he mentioned, because he was a skill guy, he played on the outside, that he kind of sees it from the outside in. But then he also said that his baseball background allows him to build or see why things are built from the middle out too.
Interesting.
Obviously. So.
Oh, very interesting.
So he's he's very unique in many ways.
Yeah, the more I learn about Coach Prime, the more it's like, man.
The way he sees his team, and he brought up what Andrew's been talking about, the 40-40-20 thing too. I don't know exactly if you scroll up, he said it in more detail, Tiff. Right there, Gavin said it. Thoughts on 40-40-20? I can't remember exactly what it is. Guys in the comments, if you could help me. It's like 40% grad transfers, 40% recruits. I can't remember exactly what it is. But he talked about that too. Anyways, more news, unless you had something else.
No, please.
Anquan Fegans, 2025 composite or 247 Sports composite 5-star recruit. The first safety overall in that class 6 overall player was offered by Coach Prime and CU.
Nice.
So he's already been hitting 2024 hard. Now he's going after 2025.
Right.
Zach says 20% high school players. So there you go.
So 40.
So I guessing 40
grad transfers?
40%
grad transfers. 40% regular transfers.
There it is.
And then 20 high schoolers. Very bottom.
Very
You'll
bottom.
get it. Yeah.
40 grad, 40 transfer with multiple years eligibility, and 20 high school players, 20% high school players.
Huh.
I mean, that's kind of how you do it
That's a
now.
really interesting breakdown. 40 grad transfers is a ton.
It makes sense, though. Coach Prime wants to win now. You don't win now with 2023 recruits.
Yeah, absolutely.
As important as they are, as impactful as they can be, that's not how you win now.
No. Totally. With all the turnover the roster's experienced through the years, and it's going to has already experienced, every college football program needs to have some upperclassmen.
Right.
It has to have some elder statesmen. And that's how you kind of grab those guys kind of naturally,
Yep.
That makes sense. Okay.
I mean, just going through the Prime tracker, it's been pretty on brand. Guys like Savion Washington, Shador, Travis Hunter, who else? Jada, Beebe, Cameron Silman, Craig. These are transfers who have multiple years of eligibility remaining.
Right.
And then there's a bunch of guys, Leonard Payne, who's a grad transfer. Who else is a grad transfer here?
I
believe Taj Alston is the edge from West Virginia. Levante Bentley, linebacker from Clemson.
Is Kavase Smoke a grad transfer?
He is a grad transfer also, and we will get to him very shortly.
Yeah, I keep jumping topics.
It's all right. No, it's fine. There's a lot to get to. Eddie Pierre Lewis, 2024 4-star interior offensive lineman, has been offered. He's this interior defensive lineman, I think. 16th defensive lineman in the class according to 247 Sports composite, 148th overall. I cannot say these numbers today. Killing me. But, man, he is really going after the beef in these, not this most immediate class, but the 24 and 25 classes.
Yeah, seems like it.
he is trying to get the best of the best. It says...
Yeah, loading up in the trenches.
So this is why I'm confused, because 247 Sports has him listed at interior offensive line, but then when you go to their rankings, it says 16th ranked D-line.
Oh, man, another two-way player.
He's a two-way
here?
player. Yep. Worked primarily at left guard on offense.
Love that.
Two-way trench player?
Two-way trench players. Come on, man. It doesn't get better than that. That's amazing. Yeah. Do you worry at all that I guess 23, you're only going to be so stout in the trenches and you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about it. The grad transfers and the JUCO transfers are making up a lot of who's going to be playing a lot on both sides of the line.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Next guy, this was interesting. He was supposed to visit last weekend. Tyrone Broden was supposedly scheduled to visit, but I think he ended up going to Penn State and OU instead.
Okay.
Said he was going to announce his commitment 2 days ago yesterday.
Yeah.
Then yesterday he says, no, I'm delaying my commitment. And maybe he actually wants to come visit.
All right.
Who knows?
All right.
We'll find out more about that. Tiff, I sent you a tweet. If you could pull it up and show it to the people. This was pretty hype. There's sound too if you want to mute it. Oh, we're good.
You might be playing that one day, man.
Maybe. Hopefully. Imagine I can play for Colorado and then go play for Denver. I ain't even got to move.
How hype is that?
That's amazing.
You might be playing that one day, man.
It's, for one, just seeing him on that drive that we've all done a million times.
Right.
And then, yeah, hearing him about becoming a Bronco and stuff would be exciting, especially because I think of him as a Bronco as a wide receiver.
Be amazing.
That's what you keep harping on. He would fit really nicely, is what the doctor ordered.
He would fit really nicely.
Yeah.
Last piece of news. It's been mentioned in the chat. Cavassier Smoke is transferring to CU. The Buffs finally get a running back. They've been trying so hard through the portal to get a big back, a bruising back. They lost out on Ray Davis. They were interested in, I believe, the South Carolina back who ended up committing to USC. Whatever back ended up committing to USC was someone who they were interested in. But Cavassier Smoke, a grad transfer, has played the last 5 years at Kentucky, I believe, with that extra year of eligibility. Stats, they're not fantastic. I mean, he split a lot of backfield reps.
Yeah, I mean, they've had some good running backs there and some productive running backs, yeah.
And he's played with a lot of them, too.
Yep, exactly.
So going back to 2018, Cavassier Smoke, 1,583 rushing yards on 291 attempts. That's a 5.4 yards per carry average with 13 touchdowns. Receiving numbers, not very impactful, though. 11 receptions, 98 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
A guy who was used in some interesting ways at Kentucky, sometimes even as the lead blocker. He's bigger, he's wide, he's a downhill running back. He's going to be physical, and it's exciting to have a guy that can add that sort of element to the offense right now. And coming from a Kentucky offense that was like a tone-setting type of unit. You know, they would get downhill and make things happen. Seems like a pretty solid one-cut back. You know, so yeah.
Yep, really rounds out
exciting.
that. Go ahead.
No, it's exciting to add him. And
for sure.
He should complement Edwards especially really nicely, you know.
Yeah, as Sean said in the comments, Chris Rodriguez has been a dog at running back for them.
Absolutely.
He ran for almost 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns last year. So Cavassier Smoke, I mean, he just helps round out the room, I feel like. We already talked a lot about Dylan Edwards, and we'll talk a lot about him as we move forward into the season. They have Deion Smith, a guy who went through a lot of injuries, but played nicely at times for the Buffs last year. And, of course, Anthony Hankerson as a freshman.
Yep.
So now you have Hankerson as a bruiser, kind of do-it-all type thing. Same with Smoke.
Yep.
Now you got Deion Smith as a change of pace back, plus the blazing speed of Dylan Edwards.
Right.
Victor Venn is also in the rotation. He was a freshman last weekend, or last year.
We think he'll actually stay? maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he went to one of these high schools that we talked about a lot where, like, notable.
Yeah.
I know Hankerson went to St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah.
Victor
Venn was fairly highly rated, right?
3-star guy, yeah. But Buford, Georgia. Buford High School. So he's
So
in a
might hang
hotbed.
around. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, how they use Edwards is going to be the really interesting part of all this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is he just going to be a classic scat back? Do you
I tweeted out yesterday.
so Wandale type packet?
Right.
You know, like there's a lot of different ways he can go about this. Does he
Smoke.
become a Percy Harvin type? Like, I don't know.
I mean, we'll see. He can do whatever they want him to do.
He's that kind of talent, and you just want to get the ball in his hands in space. That's the position. Get the ball to him in space. That's it.
Have him return kicks. Even.
Absolutely, right.
Yeah.
Right. So how he can complement this Smoke the way he plays, he could be part of a 2-back set.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think they'll do that. They'll have to. Sean Lewis has done that at times at Kent State on film.
Yeah.
And he loves the contrast in backs, too. The big bruiser, which will be your Smoke and your Hankerson, and then your the Hammers, if you will, and then your lightning guys in Deion and Dylan Edwards.
Not bad.
Apparently, Victor Venn, track star also.
Right. Yep.
Ran a PR of 10.6 in the 100-meter dash. That is pretty damn fast. And he was the anchor for his team, his high school track team. Speaking about Smoke, shout out to Jive Hive.
New partner. Buffs colors. You see that logo?
Yeah.
I mean, the logo itself might give you like Georgia Tech vibes, but it's Buffs colors.
Yep. For
It's
sure.
Black and gold, baby.
Yes, sir. Jive Hive is a virtual dispensary on wheels.
Yes.
And they want you guys to know that not all highs are created equal.
There you go.
They have convenient pricing. They offer the privacy and security that anonymity. Did I say that right?
Yes,
If you want it to be.
anonymity. Yes.
And of course, you can just have. What's that?
She also mispronounced it. Yeah.
I'm just struggling today. I'm sorry.
No, you're great.
You can avoid driving through the bad weather and snow. Also, if you're already partying, just have Jive Hive come through, deliver your product to you. Visit jivehive.com. That's JIVEHYVE.com and get your order delivered the same day or schedule a delivery window, and we will be there to say hi. Now serving Monument, Falcon, Peyton, Fountain, Woodland Park, Security, Widefield, Aurora, Greenwood Village. That's Jivehive, JIVEHYVE.com. Also, shout out to Illegal Pete's, where it's a new year. Many people doing the New Year's resolution, new diet thing. Well, Illegal Pete's is here to help you out with their new menu of endless options of fresh ingredients that can fit into almost any diet or dietary restriction. Try the refreshing Hoplark Citra at any Illegal Pete's location. It's everything you love about an ice cold beer, except it's dry, January friendly. Illegal Pete's is our go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beers. Shout out to Illegal Pete's. We love them. All right. Let's get into predictions. Rub that crystal ball. Try to clear your mind.
Yes.
Zen in.
Exactly. Very
We're ready.
good. Very good, Jake.
Thank you.
You already did this exercise.
I already did this exercise.
Where
so
can people find it?
go to thednvr.com.
Hell yeah.
This is diehard content. If you guys want to sign up, you can sign up on the site. You get a free shirt at sign up, merch discounts, bar discounts.
Yep. Exclusive merch.
Exclusive merch, exclusive offers to events also.
Exactly.
getting
And all
that-
your great content, Jake.
Of course. All
And
of
everyone
it.
else's.
And you can join the Discord.
Oh my gosh. The lounge? You gonna lounge
Yep.
it up? Talk some buffs on there?
Hell yeah.
Stay on top of all the latest recruiting
We
stuff?
try our best.
Oh man, just like the Buffs YouTube chat, but all day, every day.
Yep.
Okay.
The Discord
okay.
is popping.
It sure is.
Um,
it sure is.
There's always a conversation going on in there. So anyways, yeah, check out thednvr.com. Sign up to be a diehard today. Let's talk about this, though. I wrote 20 of them. We're not going to talk about all 20.
Right. You go read. Go like my guy put in the work. We're not recycling content.
But you checked it out.
I did. I enjoyed it.
You found some that were pretty interesting.
Fast paced, yeah.
That you wanted to talk about, and maybe you can give out some of your own after we do all this.
Okay, sounds good.
Which one do you want to start on?
Let's start right off the top. Cormani McLean commits to the CU Buffs.
All right.
You're calling it. You're calling your shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more intrigued by Cormani McLean every single day and the situation that arises. I can't believe we finally get to find out Sunday. I also thought it was really interesting that Jaheim Singletary is coming available from Georgia, both Florida boys.
Right.
He's from Lakeland, while Jaheim is from Jacksonville, but and he would be an immediate plug and play star. Like as great as Shador and Travis Hunter and Dylan Edwards have been, this feels like at least for the 2023 recruiting class, it's a different tier of win that Coach Prime hasn't been able to bring home just yet. So, to do that again, 2 months into the job would be massive.
For sure. He'd be the first 5-star commit in this year's class.
Yep.
Coach Prime already got a 5-star, but it's in 2025, Winston Watkins Jr.
Right.
But
Cormani, Travis Hunter is a 5-star, but that's a transfer. But
yes. But also interesting, I don't think he's a slash player, a two-way player.
No.
But this would be the fashion that he got Travis Hunter last year, where Travis Hunter was a Florida State lock the entire year. He, of course, took it all the way up to signing day and then flipped.
Oh, man.
Cormani McLean isn't taking it all the way that far, but it's pretty damn close. It'll be 2 weeks out from signing day. And let's just talk about it. We've talked about it many times already, but, man, it is – when you're committed to a school and you've been committed to a school for – what is that? Almost 2 months now? 2.5 months almost now?
Yeah.
And then you announce that you're committing again. You're not going to commit to the same school, would you? Or you would think at least.
It's a great point.
We'll see.
It's a great point.
He throws out January 15th. January 15th is this weekend. I know a lot of other schools are doing it, but the Buffs are going to be having some people coming in town. Maybe we see Cormani McLean in the indoor practice facility with a Porsche or McLaren.
Oh, man.
For his commitment pick.
What's the weather like this weekend? Are these kids going to enjoy what they find?
There's still snow on the field
when they come to Boulder. I mean, epic. Today was a gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Sun is just
a great day today.
Beaming, guys.
Let's do that. Weekly or daily weather update for those that are wondering.
51, 55, partly cloudy, high of 42 Sunday. That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
That's not bad one bit.
So stay tuned. That's the first prediction.
Oh, man, I
rattled off.
That'd be
in that piece.
Huge. I would love that so much. Your second one is ESPN College Game Day comes to Boulder.
Yep.
Would be massive. Ryan will tell you how many times, how that's the scoop he got wrong that really kills him from that Rise season in 2015, 2016, where we really thought Washington State visiting the Buffs and whoever won that was going to the Pac-12 championship.
Mm-hmm.
That College Game Day was going to come, and then they switched last minute, so Ryan got the scoop wrong. It's been a while, as you mentioned in the article.
Since 96, Game Day hasn't been to Boulder. Almost 20 years.
Yeah, that's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
It means they're playing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Or they come early for the Nebraska game because the hype around the program's just so great.
Right. I mentioned all the home games.
What seems more likely to you?
Nebraska or
the field? Nebraska or they're 6-2, going into early November. So game day's shit. We gotta come see Prime in Boulder.
Quick rankings then. I would say Nebraska is number 1. That's the most likely game that would happen. Okay. Number 2, I'm gonna skip over Colorado State. I'm going to go to USC. Because
Visiting.
Yes. You have Caleb Williams, Lincoln Riley and company coming into town. We don't know when it is yet, of course.
Right. And if their record is good,
Right.
yeah, all of a sudden it's Shador versus Caleb Williams. It's Lincoln Riley versus Deion. Like, this is fun.
The other games are just...
I mean, you've sold me on that one.
So it'd go Nebraska, USC, and then below that I'd probably have Colorado State just because of the rivalry. Haven't played in, 3 years or so. And that's only because, I mean, Oregon State is a good team. Maybe I'd actually put them over CSU.
Yeah. I certainly would.
DJU coming to town. I mean, they kicked the shit out of the Buffs last year. And that's kind of a blueprint for teams that aren't rebuilding as quickly as CU are. Oregon State is the blueprint to get better in college football now. And then Stanford and Arizona are the other two teams. The Arizona one will be fun. I don't know if that's game day caliber, though. I mean, JDL versus Shador and the Buffs would be fun, but maybe not game day worthy. So, again, Nebraska, USC, Oregon State, Colorado State in that order, I think are the most likely game day games.
I think you went out on a limb. I think it's pretty unlikely.
Game day? Really? We'll see.
I would love to see a schedule and see what other week one matchups we can expect, right? Because it could just fall that it's I mean, this CU Nebraska matchup has storylines galore. Both these programs feel back, or the fan bases are invigorated at least to feel back, and we make it happen. But if there's a Georgia-Oregon equivalent being played that week, it's going to be real tough.
That's the only wrench, is I haven't been able to dig into everyone else's non-conference schedule yet and really find those other headliners.
Right, we don't know exactly where everyone falls either with the schedule's not finalized yet.
Next one?
I love number 3. The Buffs beat both Nebraska and Colorado State.
I mean, Colorado State, it's not really a conversation. Sorry, Justin. But
it's not.
If they beat Nebraska, they're going to beat Colorado State.
They'll be double-digit favorites against the Rams.
Yes.
Nebraska, do you know who will be playing quarterback?
That's a great question.
It won't be the Texas transfer anymore. He was a grad transfer, right? Or does he have some eligibility left? That would be my biggest.
Do they have another Martinez waiting in the wings?
I know. That's a story as old as time. I think
Casey Thompson was the
and it's funny, your new listeners, your new readers might not even think that's much of a bold prediction.
Right.
But if you covered and watched this Buffs program last year, that's a really bold prediction.
It would, I mean, no matter what happens in the TCU game, you come out, you beat Nebraska, that could just set the tone for the whole season.
Oh, 100%. It's also just going to, the way the atmosphere and that game is just going to be hyped up to a point of really feeling great. Yeah, it looks like Casey Thompson would be their quarterback next year.
Yeah, looking at that also, I don't recognize these other names behind him. So,
we'll see. Yeah. Give me the Buffs in that one.
You want to talk about number 5 or number 6?
Okay, let's go. I want to go to number 5.
Number 5.
You've been on this for a while.
Yes, Travis Hunter. I'm predicting he primarily plays wide receiver next season, especially if they get Cormani McClain. Because, you can think about it. It's tantalizing to have Hunter and McClain.
Amazing caveat to throw in there.
But I feel like getting Cormani McClain just kind of frees up Travis Hunter to go play wide receiver.
Also, how much does Coleman not come in the end impact you wanting Travis Hunter at wide receiver now?
Right, yeah.
2 weeks ago, we think Coleman's coming and Cormani McClain might be a little more of a long shot. Mm-hmm. That's kind of flipped.
Yep. And he's Nebraska now.
Travis Hunter perspective
needs
to, crazy.
We'll see, man. He is special. He's going to play both ends. I know people are saying he's going to play both. He's going to play both ends.
As he should. I mean, that's going to be fun. Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, he's going to play one position more than the other. And I'm betting he plays wide receiver more than he plays cornerback next year.
Also, you're just like high on him playing wide receiver at a high level.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah, the chemistry between him and Shador must be further explored. Has to be.
Can we talk about 6?
Yeah, let's talk about 6. We talked about that one a lot.
Is this just a life goal?
You can call it that. Number 6 is the DNVR Buffs podcast goes fishing with Travis Hunter. This is something...
you a big fisherman?
No, but I've been a few times.
That's
and
great.
I
That's
do
a
vibe
great
with
start.
it for sure.
You vibe with it.
Yes.
That's your vibe.
I mean, I'm not a big mountains, like spend a day in the mountains, spend a weekend, but a day on the lake?
Not bad, huh?
Just casting out there, just maybe a beer or two. Good times, good stories.
Okay, I love that.
That's what it's about right there.
Yeah, sounds good. I think you can make it happen, man. I believe in you. I think if you want to go fishing with Travis Hunter, you can make it happen. I believe in you, true.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
Big LT says he's always labeled himself as a cornerback. Interesting, though, because Coach Prime said that Travis Hunter loves playing wide receiver more than he likes playing cornerback. That's part of the reason why I think that prediction I'm so in on.
Check out Jake's film room where he really breaks down the case for both really nicely. I just think that really helps educate that. Number 16, Coach Prime wins Pac-12 Coach of the Year.
Yes.
You might have gone too bold on me.
You think so?
So the thing is, there were a lot of ranked programs in this conference last year.
Right.
Which is going to help Coach Prime because, like Washington really has to have a massive glow up when they already ended the year ranked top, like 8th overall for that coach to win Coach of the Year. Lincoln Riley, USC, it's probably out. Mm-hmm. It's not happening. Oregon, Bo Nix is there, Whittingham's done it at Utah for 2 decades? Post Urban Meyer.
Yep.
He's not getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon State, I don't know. The Beavers glow up came a couple years ago. Last year, if you didn't win it those years, you're not winning now.
Jonathan Smith could have won it last year, and I would have been perfectly fine. He probably should have, honestly.
Who ends up winning it?
It was DeBoer from Washington.
Yeah, that can't argue against that.
I know.
Those turnarounds were amazing.
I know, but Oregon State kind of just came out of nowhere, and they beat the shit out of some teams.
Oh no, because they play
Florida?
big boy football. Yeah, they play big boy football.
They beat them, or they covered the spread, which was 10 or more against them.
They trounced them 30-3.
Yeah.
Huh? Yikes. UCLA, Chip Kelly's not the glow up's not enough. They've been ranked 2 years in a row. So then it's Prime against Wazoo's coach, who again they were ranked at times last year.
Yep.
And Kim Ward coming back, they could have a glow up season.
Sure.
He could be a good candidate. Arizona, their turnaround's really been impressive the last couple years. Definite candidate.
Lost their best receiver though, or one of their best receivers,
but returned their quarterback. I mean, again, you could go from 5-7, I don't know, 9-4. Look, that's ambitious, but. Cal, Stanford,
No.
ASU, new coach. Everyone's excited about Dillingham, is it?
Dillingham, yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be Prime, you would think, it would be between Prime and the 2 Arizona schools.
I like his chances in that, and when you break it down that way.
And then I guess with Oregon State and Washington maybe still being in the mix and Wazoo being in that range too.
It would just be tough, I think, if the Pac-12 finally gets a playoff team.
Because great point.
At that point, it's just kind of they finally did it. So
right, Lincoln Riley just gets it for going undefeated.
Right,
yeah, maybe. So. That felt extra bold. Just year one, I so don't know what to expect.
Expect some fun times.
Yeah. Hey, I'm all in. Absolutely.
What do you want to do another one?
I thought the class rankings were really interesting,
Number 18 or 17?
19. Let's go 19 on 24 recruiting class.
The juicy
we
one.
We have 3 5-star recruits.
So CU has only had 3 5-stars commit to them in this modern recruiting era, not including Travis Hunter. just pure recruits committing. In the
Cumulative.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's
Yes.
crazy. Okay.
In the 2024 class alone, there are 27 five-star recruits, right?
Let's go. Come on.
Coach Prime has offered, count them off
I
for
love
me,
this
okay?
so much.
Mike Matthews,
Yep.
KJ Bolden,
Yep.
Micah Hudson,
Yep.
TJ Capers,
Yep.
who I think committed to Louisville, but we've seen that commits a year out don't
We got
really mean
time.
anything.
Yeah.
David Stone,
Yep.
Cameron Davis,
That's 6.
Justin Scott,
Uh-huh.
Elijah Rushing,
Uh-huh.
and Sammy Brown.
Okay.
Was that 9 or 8?
That's 9. So you're saying we only need a third of those 9 to come to Boulder.
And that's just who's been offered. He could offer the
Right.
other
It's
20
early for
of them.
24. Yeah.
So and guys could just become 5 stars too. Highly rated 4 stars that
Sure.
have a great
Right.
year next
Right,
year.
right. Huh.
Yeah. So Julian Humphrey. Yeah, we
Interesting.
talked about Humphrey. We'll see, man. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, the point is, next year we're predicting that the Buffs have more 5-star recruits or equal 5-star recruits than they've had in their history up until this point, modern era. It's not far-fetched.
It's not far-fetched, which is what makes it seem kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because it's, I mean, you know, guys in the chat, or you got to understand, this still kind of seems surreal to me. I'm not doing this every day like you are.
Right.
That, you know, this college football program I know and love and enjoy so much is at this point where we can dream big like this. It's pretty mesmerizing, and I love David's bold take is expect better than a 1 and 11.
God, I
Oh,
hope
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
Do you want to make a few bold predictions? Do you have any off the top of your head you'd like to throw out for the Buffs next year?
I really don't. I don't know what even is bold anymore.
That
right?
was me writing
Yeah,
this.
that's the thing. Like nothing even feels bold. I think bold
Singletary,
in
not Humphrey.
23
Sorry, Sean.
is over 7 wins is bold. Being able to really compete in the trenches feels bold.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else feels like it's kind of on the table.
Yep, for sure.
It's kind of on the table. And it's also great unknown. Like it's
Yeah.
the truth of it. Like
There's a lot we've yet to learn.
right. That's the other. Right. You're like, it's all like a speculative stock. Like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
we're like trying to buy a stock for a company that hasn't even launched yet. It
Right.
feels like,
Yeah.
you know, it's
We're
like
still
it's like an exciting start. It's like Elon Musk's next project.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh,
exactly.
you know.
I like Coach Prime a lot more than Elon right now, though. Maybe all time for sure.
Not
Easily.
even a competition. Also, like swag and cool points were just like on other planets.
Oh,
so, yeah.
100%.
Yes. My guy gets it.
Essie says 9-4 with a bowl victory. That would be amazing too. And that would
Yes.
cover
Sign me up.
multiple predictions. If you guys want to read the rest over at DNVR.com,
Do it.
become a diehard.
Do it.
Lawrence asks, who's visiting this weekend? We'll kind of talk about that tomorrow, man. We'll get more into this weekend and what to expect. Guys who are publicly saying they're visiting. Of course, if you want the full inside scoop, subscribe to Buff Stampede. Our guy Adam Munster Tiger does a great job, and he covers that end tremendously well.
Yeah, and has for a gajillion years. DraftKings Sportsbook?
DraftKings Sportsbook.
DraftKings Sportsbook. NFL Wildcard Week. Jakester and I got to talk about it on bets for a second. Right now, new users can bet $5 on a pregame NFL money line for Wildcard Week and win $200 in free bets. When you do, it's an outstanding deal. Use that code DNVR at sign up. That's on top of all the great pre-cooked parlays, parlay boosts, SGP, SGPXs, where you can parlay SGPs together, the amazing customer service they have, the amazing super quick payouts they have, the app that is awesome and is what I go to even find like puck drop times because they're not accurate on other apps, but the sportsbook has you covered.
Scores.
Scores amazing. What a concept. Odds on the Broncos' next head coach. Odds on where Derek Carr may go next. Anything and everything they cover. They've got you covered, and they are the true homies, the kings of Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and our dearest exclusive gambling partner. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Figured that I'd give you a break for a sec. Take that read for you. That's the one I know, luckily. So.
You did very well. Probably better than I would have.
Oh, thanks.
A lot of our friends in the chat today. Nicholas, good to see you. Travis, good to see you. Sean, good to see you. Lawrence, I saw Jamel in there also.
What an awesome community you have here, man. I love it.
It's been amazing.
So much. Yeah, it's kind of a treat to be on here anytime you have me come on because of that great audience, and obviously I love podcasting with my guy. You know, I've been doing it for a minute, so okay.
Let's get to questions. Yeah, let's get to questions. Let's try to get to 150 likes today. We usually try to do 200. We took the day off. I get it.
Oh, I get it. Losing some momentum.
But 200 would be nice.
200 would be nice. Amazing. I know you guys have it in you. If 150 is what we must settle for, then 150 it shall be.
I'm just saying. I get it.
We're not Coach Prime. We can't aspire to outlandish numbers every single day of our lives. Like, what can you expect? You know, sometimes we just feel like 3 stars. You know, not every day you're a 5-star every day. Like, sorry guys. So okay, we'll accept it. We'll accept it.
A good amount of super chats to get to.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you all.
Samad, my guy, what is up, dude? He says, what do y'all think? 1, Phillip Webb, linebacker LSU. 2, Jaheim Singletary, defensive back, Georgia. 3, Eric Gilbert, tight end, Georgia. Ethan Carter, linebacker, Utah. Keontae Goodwin, offensive tackle, Kentucky. Marquise Robinson, defensive tackle, Auburn. Wide receiver, Broden, Cephas, Demis, and Hooks. My guy, Samad, we've been talking a lot on Twitter. This is his top list of guys he wants the most in Colorado. Great list.
Singletary would be amazing. You could add the other Georgia transfer we talked about. I wonder where Samad would rank him. Eric Gilbert, like, is that even a possibility? Eric Gilbert?
Why not?
Are you kidding me?
Why not?
That would top my list.
Yeah.
Dude's a freak, man. That'd be insane. Also, the way they use that 2 tight end system at Georgia, I'd be like kind of shook if they were able to pull him because, you know, Darnell Washington transferred today or declared for the NFL draft. So now it would be just Gilbert and Bowers. A couple of years ago when I first saw Gilbert signed and I was like, it felt very like when A&M was loading up on all those quarterbacks, you know, and then was like, no shit, Kyle Allen's leaving. Like, no shit, Kyler's leaving. Like, you guys overdid it. Someone overdid it with the quarterbacks. Felt like that for a minute with Georgia, but Munkin's been so good at implementing those tight ends that it kind of hasn't mattered. If you could get Eric Gilbert, I'm losing my mind.
Gilbert with Seydou Traore? That is
insane,
a big athletic duo.
That'd be insane.
It'd be 12 personnel all day if I was
and then all of a sudden Oregon State comes to town. And it's like, who do you think you're intimidating? You think you can play big boy football? Let me have, old Smoke give you a couple snaps and teach you what big boy football really is.
Love
that. That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. You got me hyped on that one.
Super chat from Sparky Buff. Sparky Buff is back. Good to see you, man.
Let's go, Sparky.
Slightly off topic, but I can't stand Nebraska. I'd rather be dead than red. Yes, sir.
I enjoy the color red. I'll say more than I love a certain football program, I hate Nebraska. My hate for Nebraska runs deeper than my love for anyone else.
Okay.
That's crazy. I hate those guys.
We all do.
Yeah. And go to Lincoln, watch a game. Like, great experience.
Right.
Good, cool fans. They love the sport. And I love people who love the sport. It's a sport I love. But screw those guys.
Screw those guys.
Yep.
Next super chat from Big Burn A. What's the deal with Drew Carter? Is he returning? And if so, do you see him competing second, third string spot? Drew Carter is
Yeah, what you hearing?
I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves this program at some point. And I do not expect him to compete for third or second string.
Well,
I would be very shocked if he does.
right.
Yeah, same. Not trying to dog, but it's kind of same with JT Shrout too. Writing's on the walls, guys.
It makes sense. It makes sense. They probably need to go to a slightly lower level to kind of get. No shade, but like
Right.
a G5 might be a little slightly better suited. I don't know.
And especially if they bring in another quarterback via the portal. Writing's definitely on the wall at that point.
Shrout for sure feels.
Oh,
like-
yeah.
But Carter too, like even with them not getting Coleman, like the wide receiver depth is just too much.
What else we got? From Ivy League Mac, does CU have any Alabama transfers on the team? I don't think so. Looks like a gentleman's agreement between Coach Prime and Saban. Yeah, we've talked about that a lot, RK and I have.
There's one from last year, right?
Tommy Brown last year entered as a grad transfer. He actually had another year of eligibility. He told us after the Utah game, which was the final game, he hadn't made a decision. He's in the video of Coach Prime addressing the team. He's kind of in the back, though. Obviously kind of towing the line there, still maybe deciding. Haven't heard anything, though. So,
He'd have size. It'd be a decent depth piece with where the O-line is now.
he was solid for them last year, too. Good player.
He was. It's it's interesting how that works out. I remember Saban right around the years where Kirby had left and Mel Tucker. Mel Tucker had left right around that same time. He's talking about how I just can't understand how some coaches leave here because we've helped them build up their careers to be in a position to leave, and then they'll try to poach some of my coaches, and they don't understand why I might have an issue with that.
Right.
So Saban can be a very like, that was in the Belichick Saban documentary, I think.
Yeah.
So, you want to get on Saban's good side, do stuff like that.
They're friends. Obviously, they have commercials together. They were on game day together on Monday.
DB gurus.
Yeah, that too.
Among the most knowledgeable and respected defensive back opinions in the coaching world.
100%.
Yeah.
And to that point, I forget who asked that question. Sorry, forgot your name already. But to that point, I think that's kind of why Charles Kelly's coming in too. I think Coach Prime was like, look, if you give me Coach Kelly, let him coach my defense, we have an agreement here. I won't take your players.
It's not bad. Well, and that's a great point. Because with a former Alabama coach, you'd think they'd be
Right, they'd be following him.
ready to
Yeah.
right. Okay.
The guys who he recruited and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. It'd make a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Next question,
Great
Tiff.
question.
How's the depth looking for the team so far? Better for sure. Offensive line, defensive lines is looking much better. I still think they need at least one more receiver through the portal, just an established type of veteran. Obviously, it's a very talented receiving core,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of young guys. Hopkins
Right.
and, the other 4-star, I can't remember his name right now. Young guys, obviously.
Yeah.
Jimmy Horn, I believe he is in his sophomore, junior season. So he's an older guy. But you get another guy, maybe someone that has some size, Tyrone Broden, who's played a lot. I think that's how you really round out this receiving core nicely. In terms of other positions, running back, I love that they got Smoke now. That really helps out that room.
Yeah, that's huge.
Could add another quarterback transfer, as I said, but maybe another linebacker, some pass rushing too. So it's better.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
I mean, talking through it, it doesn't
Pass
sound
rush for
great,
sure. Yeah.
but it's better than it was.
Yeah, totally.
Sean, what's up, man? I forgot to ask on Monday, but did anyone keep receipts on the supposed cousin of Keyshawn Silver that said he was coming? I don't know who that was. Dre, we on Monday did a show. I believe it was Monday. These shows run together now.
Sure, of course.
But Ryan and I, we were ranking. We did a tier list for potential transfer players. And Keyshawn Silver comes up. He was a former, I believe, 5-star player, 5-star recruit. He played at North Carolina. Someone comes in the comments and says, I'm cousins with Keyshawn Silver. He said he's coming to see you. And we were like, well, comment says so. We threw him up and he coming. He committed somewhere else.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Not keeping the cousins in the loop as much as we'd like. That's a shame.
He's going
That's
to play
a
at
shame.
Kentucky.
Oh, man.
He ain't coming.
I'm sure that Kentucky podcast is getting his comments now, so that's great. That's great.
He's in the comments of Locked On Wildcats or whatever.
Exactly. Yep. Absolutely.
Keep smashing that thumbs up, guys. We're almost to 150.
Almost to 150. Come on, we can get there.
Sport Geek, what players from last year's roster do you expect to make a jump? Another prediction, if you go to our 20 bold predictions, or my 20 bold predictions for CU, Van Wells is a guy who, he was all PFF freshman team last year, played really well, was probably the best offensive lineman week in, week out for them.
Mm-hmm.
I expect him to only get better. The coaches raved about him constantly. Nico Reed, I'm a huge fan of. Trevor Woods, I'm a fan of. Hankerson could have a big jump at running back, too. It's a real shame that Jordan Tyson got hurt because, man, he would have been a huge candidate to just blow up this year. So maybe Montana.
Yeah, it's a massive bummer. When do you think Tyson should be back?
Well, Coach Sanford told us that he expects him to play in 23.
Okay.
I'm not going to say what the injury is, but it's not. It was season ending. It's not catastrophic, though.
Okay.
It's nothing out of the realm of what we expect when it comes to football.
Right.
And so he should be back on the field. There's a handful of guys. Montana Lamonius Craig, I could see making a step up.
Yeah,
at wide
that's a
receiver
good
too.
one for sure. I mean, Wells and Nico Reed are great ones, though.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Trevor Woods thrown there too, I guess.
Yeah, can Nico get moved inside?
Probably. He doesn't really have the length or like the height.
Yeah.
He's got the speed, so sure.
Right. Yeah,
as well.
maybe more suited in the nickel, don't you think?
Well, especially if you get Cormani McLean
Well, that's
and you have a new de facto cornerback one.
right.
Yeah.
And you have Travis Hunter who can also play
Right.
outside.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great. Could you imagine that cornerback room? That'd be absurd.
I hope it happens.
With what we had to watch last year, oh my God, that'd be amazing. That'd be as good as the Rise secondary.
Dude, it'd be better
which
than
had 3 NFL corners on it.
2 years ago when they had Christian Gonzalez and Mekhi Blackman.
Right.
You lose them for a year, and then you get Travis Hunter and Cormani McLean potentially. Holy shit.
Yeah, that would not be bad at all.
Another super chat. Joe Black. How do the opposing teams plan a strategy against CU when there's no film of them together as a unit? Kind of crazy. Yeah, that's going to be a pretty big advantage for them going into the first month of the season.
Yeah, Sonny Dykes has got his hands full in game planning for... I mean, honestly, you might be better suited watching Jackson State tape than you are
Jackson State
2022 CU, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Is Sonny Dykes becoming a DNVR subscriber? Is he a die? Sonny, are you a diehard? You're reading Jake's film rooms to prepare for week 1? Man, what a bummer. You gotta put those both behind the paywall. I don't want anyone scheming them up unnecessarily, you know? We don't want to give away any secrets, bro.
He is, he's going to be all over those film rooms to try and get the leg up.
I think so, yeah.
You'd be watching, if you're trying to prepare for this team early in the season next year, you're watching Jackson State to learn about Shador and to learn about, Tyler Brown, the corners, the safeties that came in, Travis Hunter, of course. Then you're watching Kent State to learn about more scheme-wise kind of tendency type of things.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're probably watching Alabama to see what you can learn from Charles Kelly's defense. I mean, it's
crazy.
That's
crazy. Wild.
This is a great one. Throw it up. From Sean again. Is there any smoke with Rashada to CU? I haven't seen anything yet. Do you know who Jaden Rashada is?
I don't. I was going to ask.
So he is a 4-star quarterback, I believe, not corner.
With a Q.
Quarterback, QB.
Taking snaps
Slinging
from the
rock.
center and throwing the ball forward.
Slinging the rock,
okay.
yeah. Running back next to him, behind the center usually.
Yeah, hell yeah. I've watched football before. Ball knower, yeah. Okay.
He was committed to Florida and supposedly requested that his letter of intent was released. Speculation is he is not getting the NIL money that he apparently agreed to with them. Among many things. I also saw that...
Man.
I think this was on Instagram. He didn't break it, but Haas Fawcett from On3, the guy who does all the graphics and stuff, he posted a DM of Rashada messaging him, asking him where he got that information from. So it's a lot of he said, she said, who knows what's really going on, agreements not being fulfilled. To answer your question, Sean, I do not know if there's legitimate interest.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. As I continue to say, everyone and everything is on the table.
Everything is on the table. You are right.
3 more questions. 15 more thumbs up. We can do it, guys. Come on.
Come on, guys.
From Zach, is there significant difference between grad/non-grad transfers? Yeah. So grad transfers, obviously if you graduated.
For one, eligibility.
Yes. If you graduated early even, you could enter as a grad transfer. Or if you just completed your degree in 4 or 5 years, whatever it is.
Right.
You are eligible to leave whatever team you were on and join another team immediately.
Yeah.
Non-grad transfers are just guys who, I mean, it's so different now because you used to have to sit out a year.
Right.
While grad transfers were a thing. So grad transfers were a thing, but you could enter the portal, but you'd have to sit out a year before you played at your new team. Now it's, you're basically like a grad transfer. You can just enter and you can get immediate eligibility.
And then you have longer eligibility, and your next transfer would force you to sit out a year now.
Right.
That's where that changes.
Well, they've been talking about that. Did you see that? News came out recently that they're thinking about messing with the transfer rules again. I think they're going to make it harder for people that enter the portal a second time to, I don't know about enter the portal, but transfer over basically. That's what they want to do. It's what I saw.
If I would love for the NCAA to look into schools making NIL promises that they're then not keeping.
Yeah.
That's something I would love
A&M.
for them to get a little more done. Yeah, this situation you just described with Rashada is stupid.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's absurd. And teams can get away with that because you can just lie to kids. There's no contract. You're not beholden to it. And it's that easy, you know? It's kind of messed up.
Jay, I did not see the Buffs TV with Rick George yet. That's on my list now, though. 8 more, guys. 8 more thumbs up.
Come on, we can do it.
Sean again. Do y'all think the altitude will impact Travis and other two-way players? No. I wouldn't say Travis is adjusted to it yet. Travis is in Jamaica now, I believe, too. Saw on his Instagram.
Beautiful.
But anyways, Travis is going to train here all through the summer and the rest of the spring.
Yep.
The CU guys are going to be adjusted to the altitude much more before their opponents are.
Yeah, CU guys will be just fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine. It's the Nebraska game. When those guys come in, I don't know what Nebraska's elevation is, but look for them to be sucking wind. And then even against TCU, just look for the Buffs to be potentially more conditioned, just more in shape, just because they're used to the altitude.
100%. Yeah.
3 more thumbs up. One last question from Brandon. What do you guys think of the safety room / corners? It's on its way.
It's on its way. What's most exciting, though, is the potential additions still to come to that group.
Right.
Which could really take it to the next level. It's a group you felt decent about going into last year, though, right? Like,
yeah.
And it sucks Lewis transferred.
He entered the draft, actually.
Oh.
So
great.
he's another guy who is like, he's played 6 years, 5 years, whatever it is. He got hurt last year. He entered the portal, and then he just decided, well, I think the writing was on the wall for him that you should probably just enter the draft. But just other guys who have come in. I'm going to update the Prime Tracker, by the way. I know I haven't done it in about a week.
Baby. There we go.
I'm going to do that once we get done with this show. I'll tweet that out. But Tavion Beasley, cornerback, he comes in from Jackson State. They brought in Miles Slusher a few days ago. RK and I talked about that on Tuesday, I believe. They've also brought in Sorry. Travis Hunter, of course. Cameron Silman Craig from Jackson State. He plays safety. And then I don't think they've actually hit that room really hard in terms of this recruiting class. You have Jaden Milliner Jones. What is going on?
Oh, they're turning the lights on and off on you. They must have seen we got 150
let's go.
likes in there. They're telling us to get going.
Yeah.
Huh?
Who else am I missing?
Shiloh, someone added.
Shiloh's going to come
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Get Neely on the show and you'll get 500 plus likes. Neely's on the list, man. We're going to work on it. Rob J's going to come back at some point. We're going to get him back. Of course, we hope. Bucky, Coach Prime is obviously topping the list. Neely's on the list for sure, too. Travis is on the list.
The whole Sanders family.
Whole Sanders family. Shador's on the list.
Yeah.
Shiloh, throw him.
What about Deion Jr.?
Yeah, Bucky.
Oh, Bucky. Thank you. Yes.
Chat, help me out. How do you say...
These
It's a lot, man.
Oh, man, I can't believe it. Yeah, the draft made me go name blind years ago, so
Chat, help me out. How do you pronounce Deion Sanders' youngest daughter's name? I know he calls her Bossy, but is it Shalomi or Shalomai? Because I know Shiloh says Shalomai, but he's a jokester, so I don't know if he's just joking. Shilomai. Okay. Thank you.
Love that.
Now
the whole Sanders family.
Yeah. And she is going to be joining the team, the women's basketball team this week. This week or next week. I can't remember which.
Awesome.
She's going to redshirt. She's not going to play this year, but she's going to practice the rest of the year and be on the team moving forward.
Love that for us.
Hell yeah.
Exciting.
Shalomai. All right. Thank you.
Shalomai. Great. In Hebrew, to say hello or goodbye, you would say shalom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done, Dre.
There's your transition, buddy.
All right. Big LT talking about Mo Sims. Yep. He's another big addition. Do you know that? Do you know who Mo Sims is?
I don't.
You know the national championship Georgia Bulldogs?
I'm familiar with them. Yep.
He was their strength coach. He's CU's strength coach now.
What?
Mm-hmm.
How's this man do it? How's he do
Coach
it,
Prime
Jake?
is crazy,
Wow.
man. He's crazy.
Wow. Life just gets better by the day for Buff Nation.
Yep.
Incredible.
Sure. Tomorrow we'll be back, same time, same place, 3 p.m. We'll be previewing the weekend. I'm sure whatever else news that we have come out. You have anything else? You good?
I'm good. It's Cormani McLean weekend.
Cormani McLean
This should be an exciting preview for you.
Stay tuned, guys.
All right.
Let's go Buffs.